I mean, I know that it's like kind of outdated right now, you know, nobody's shooting film that much, but, you know, it's where it came from. That's where it started. People have to know more about film cameras and film photography.
How did that get started?
Actually, it all started with the film cameras. I was 9 years old. I'm currently 23, so I've been shooting about 12 years, I can say. So I started with a point-and-shoot film camera that I got gifted from my grandpa. So they gave me a point-and-shoot camera as a start with, and then I just took some photos of like the family and stuff when we had the dinner and stuff, and then my grandpa said, "Oh, you can't see the photos right now, and we're gonna have to take it back to the shop, get it developed, and then we can see the photos." I go like, "What? This is kind of crazy," because we were living in like the 2000s, and then the digital cameras were around. 2 weeks. I had to wait for my film to be done for 2 weeks. I was so excited about it, and when I saw the photos, it was kind of disappointing at first because I didn't know how to use the camera. And that made me so interested in it, and I got another film and I started shooting again. So the second and third time was actually pretty good, and then I got hooked, and then I started taking photos, and I started buying cameras since then.
I have a friend, he has like dozens of film cameras and in different shape. It's really, okay, so he took a photo of me using film camera, and I was like, oh, this is so pretty. I want to get one for myself too. And then that's how I first got into this. I have been using film camera for 1 year, 2 years probably. Using film camera for special occasions, such as on a date or fashion runway show, all dressed up, anniversaries, stuff like that.
Most of my work now is for myself. I do a lot of street photography and a lot of documenting my life. I had a friend that lent me his camera, and he had a film camera, and he said, look, use my film camera and see how you feel afterwards. Because I was like, look, I really need to like stop. I'm up to here with digital, I can't do it again. He's like, take my film camera, do a roll, and tell me how you feel afterwards. And I've been doing wedding photography for a couple of years by that point, like 3 or 4 years. And I did a roll of film, and no one photo came like well exposed or in focus. And I've been doing weddings for 3 years. Like I knew how to take a photo, but I didn't really know how to take a photo. I knew how to use a machine. Like I knew how to push a button and know what to do to like make it what I wanted to look like, but I couldn't pre-visualize things, and it got me hooked. The whole like, oh wait, I don't know what I'm doing. I was like, wait a second, like, am I taking the photos, or is the camera taking the photos for me? Like, you know what I mean? Where is the creativity coming from?
Help people to start in film, kind of give them some guidance, some advice, help them with their cameras, help them with like what film to pick, you know, and all the little kind of questions or things that they need to know, or help them out with. And it's part of this story, and like from little things to more kind of advanced things, like moving towards, you know, dark rooms and like kind of, you know, printing with enlargers, you know, things like that. From, you know, the development of film to scanning, printing, and pretty much all around the shops.
Best thing on shooting on film, it's the excitement. I can say it's the excitement of the film. You know, you can see the smile on my face, because if you take the shots of, you know, something, or like you're taking a photo of a landscape, let's say, or a beautiful person, let's say you're taking portraits, you will never know how the photo is going to turn out until you get that film developed and you can see it in person. You know, every time now I take a photo on my digital cameras, I have to put down, and then I see the photo, and then if there is anything to adjust, I adjust that and take another photo, which will look a bit better. But on film side, you have to know what you're doing.
Go around the block, take test shots. It just feels, you know, kind of real photography. I want to actually go and shoot more and just want to do the whole roll and just take the pictures. It just, I don't know, it gives me that energy, that buzz, that, you know, the excitement.
I have nothing against digital. I guess it's just not for me anymore. It became so perfect that it became bland to me. But like some people, like, you know, for some people, they can do things with digital that, you know, transcend other aspects of photography. But I don't know. I feel maybe film photography has a bit more soul. But maybe it's not so much the soul, it's just that we spend so much time on each one of these photos. We spend the money, the time, and there is this level of anticipation, like, you know.
It looks so sophisticated, the film camera. Like, in a way, like the film camera is different because when you hold a phone, you take picture, and you can just easily click 1,000 pictures. But for this, there are limit in one roll, and a roll is quite, for me, it's quite pricey, and even to develop it, it's quite cost something. So when we take a picture, we make sure the frame and everything is what we want it to be. So yeah, I think that would be the whole reason why people love film photography, even in digital age.
And you never know what you took and like how's the lighting and what else was in the shot. You will never know. And the most fascinating thing for me is like maybe after 1 or 2 years, and just remind myself there's another film in my fridge and I need to get it developed. And this all of a sudden the memory just rushing back, that's the best.
And you just turn it on, and that sound, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's just the flash that's spooling. That's the best sound that you ever see, like ever hear. So when you take the shot, it'll just pop the flash and that's it, that's the photo.
Recently I bought a lot of cameras from a person, and they were some canisters, metal canisters inside, and I decided to buy them too. And inside there was some film, and they're photographs of Sydney of over 100 years old when the bridge was being built. Some of them were, I think that maybe they were going on a cruise somewhere, and they were on a boat. A couple of the rolls you can see a plane, and I think maybe they're going to Samoa or maybe Indonesia. And yeah, maybe the people that had this, took these rolls were like quite wealthy as well, because they could travel. And there's a lovely lady in the obviously it's the husband that's been taking photos of her, and you can see the way she looks at him when, you know, he's taking the photos. You wonder who these people are. I wonder, who are they? I developed them and I scanned them and I have them at home now, and yeah, to me they're like very precious. They're like a little capsule, like a time capsule, you know.
There's a bit of a kind of heritage in it, in that kind of craft, because like the people, it used to be a mainstream, right? And then when the digital photography started, it's you know, people obviously switched to it, but there are fewer people who actually know the process really well, how to develop a film, how to do like darkroom printing and things like that.
Because look, film has its different, you know, look. I mean, if you take photos, no matter how good is your camera, like, you know, if you shoot with a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 camera, it wouldn't look like a film. It'll look digital every single time. If you edit the colors, do whatever you do, you add a bit of a grain, yeah, you can mimic the look of the film, but it will not look as a film.
There are quite a few photographer friends that they love film camera. And when we share our experience, I guess we feel the same way why we like it. It's because of the thrill, the anticipation of getting the photo back. Yeah, so that was why we fell in love with it.
I think it's great that young people actually, it catches their eye, it catches the interest. They not just try it as well, they actually come back and continue doing it. So which just kind of tells me that there is something there that keeps them on going and doing that. So yeah, I think it's great.
I think the digital camera can never get the texture and the color of a film one. It can't be replaced. I don't think film camera gonna disappear. That's just like that's the same with paper. They have this big argument saying that paper is gonna disappear and everybody gonna use electronic stuff. But no, I think always will be a group of people that would stick to the film, stick to the paper, stick to the old-fashioned stuff. I'm one of them.